ourselves to just come in this moment and just breathe in that sacred place so we can become very present. Let it go. And take another deep breath in. Deepen that so you can open yourself to receive greater. Let it go. And take another deep breath in. Fill yourself with that Holy Spirit. And let it release from your mouth. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Open up. Good. And allow yourself to open the light of the lens of your heart today. You've always heard this saying, let there be light first, right? Let there be light. So open up the lens of your heart. See that light, that reflection inside in that holy flame. And then open your eyes in this space. So you are entering this space from the illumination of your light. And really present to receive what is being shared. Yeah, thank you. So we gather today on this Sunday, which happened to be also the unity meditation globally by our sacred sister Sandra Walter. Right at 11:11, which is just a few minutes, there's a global prayer meditation of this Sunday. A few times on this day, there's a global gathering that people gather just to be in the sun energy. The sun energy of our solar energy, where their crystalline energy is radiating so powerfully. And it is descending through our bodies into the human garment so it can radiate its solar light, right? Which is the solar logos, which is the Christ light, right? This Christ light, we've known about this for eons, not because of just 2,000 years ago. It goes way back and way back, because we have been in this place where we have had the memory somewhere in there that when we bring in the sun energy, the solar energy, this solar force inside of us, we're able to illuminate our whole aura, right? And it is so bright, so golden, so illuminated. And that's why some of the gods, you've heard of some of the Egyptian gods, for example, that were the sun gods, right? And what was that? Because they were able to illuminate so much of the solar discs of light above their crown, so that this illumination of source light can step down and be received so that it can come through the human form and to live through, to be embodiment. Now, we were very fortunate to have many beings to be able to embody this several times in the human incarnation. And most of us that gather in circles like this, right, we have carried this as solar light beings in many other incarnations, including Atlantis. That's why there's a calling to us. How many of you are just so drawn to the sun? When the sun comes, you just have to be there. Like, just, let me see. When the sun comes, how happy are you when the sun is out? Right? Is it just because it's sunny, like, oh, you get happy? Or what happens in you? What happens to you? Illuminate. Joyful. What else? What else?
I feel warm.
Warm. What else? What else happens?
Energy.
Energy. You feel the energy.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, bliss. It's
Bliss. Yeah. And what do you feel that's happening?
You feel connected.
You feel connected.
Yeah, to the light. It's like filling me up, you know.
Exactly.
Being bathed.
You're being bathed, you're being showered in it, right? So could it possibly be that greater part of you is being reignited back in you? and you get to taste that presence in you, and that's why you feel so giddy and illuminated, and you can't explain it other than you automatically move to a state of ecstasy and bliss so quickly, right? How many of you are like me? Then when I'm in it and I just start really breathing in it and I see it and I just breathe that sunlight into me, I start just having to sing. I can't even control myself. And I can't sing at all. But I just feel I have to sing. Like, I just feel the energy of this hallelujah that we're talking about. Right? Some of you also feel that way. You just feel like, oh, something's happening. Right? So what is it? So when that sun illumination, when we call it in, and a lot of times we do step forward, but not even calling it in, we're doing it telepathically, right? But when we allow our word of the spoken word come forward, then call it in. You take it to another level, because you then call upon the alchemy of it materializing within our cellular body. You see? So when we call upon that sun ray of light to move through us and we breathe it in, we're literally bringing it through our human form, because we're an extension of that sparkling light. That's why we like sparkles, right? And you know, a lot of the artists, they somehow like to throw some of the sparkles somewhere. Like, ooh, there's a glitter somewhere, it's gotta be. Because it's always the remembrance somewhere in the intelligence that we come from that light reflecting itself. And that's why when we come to each other's presence without having to say anything, we feel that greater presence. And the more one of us is carrying that solar light inside, we're drawn to it even greater, because we want to vibrate even stronger with each other. And when we come in a group like this, we're able to contain it even deeper. So I by myself can sing it and be for a while, but then honestly, I can't be in it that long. Not that long. Because I feel like I'm about to explode. I'm so ecstatically wild in that place. That's like, wow. And then I can't stay in it that long. It's so euphoric. But when other ones join in, we're able to experience it more through each other. So it's able to be harmonized greater. That's the power of this group gathering and groups that come together, just so that we can be in the presence. And what are we really in the presence of? The gift that we are, the real present that we are, which is the I am. We call it the I am presence. Why? Because we are the present. It's been in this package, descended, right? From source light, in this garment that we chose to look exactly in this way for a specific purpose. And then we forget we are the ultimate present. So through this amnesia, we're looking on the outside for validation, for confirmation, for the truth of remembering why we're here and what to deliver, what to conquer, so-called, for those that are in that consciousness, or for some others, what to serve, you know. So the present, that ultimate present that we really want to give to ourselves. And usually if you look at it, sometimes we have these desires that are like, oh, this or that. Let's say it's a material form. There's this excitement of joy that is brought forth in that material form. But what is happening is the soul is calling itself to be presented a gift too, you see? Are you following me?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, like, let's say women love diamond. Oh, it's not that we just like diamond. Of course, that's beautiful. On a superficial level, it comes across that way. But on a deeper level, that reflection, that clarity, that purity, that gloriousness, that is so hard to capture in word when you are able to be in a present of it. Like, let's say if this was a ginormous, I don't know how many carat diamond this would be, right? We'll have a heart attack trying to hold it, right? We pass that, like faint, like, because we recognize the value of a one little carat. We recognize. Imagine 5 carat, 10 carat, 15, whatever, and then like something like this, right? We don't know how to handle that because we don't really know how to handle the fullness of what we really are. We've been seeking forever. Who are we really, right? And we are, finding our way through some of these identification. And somehow they start to fall by the side because it wants to get to the simplest truth of it. And when you come to it, it's like it's just light that reflects its magnificence. And rainbow, we draw the rainbow, why, the prism. So I'm sharing this with you because if you remembered, we're even bigger than this. How would we handle ourselves? Would you treat yourself the way you currently treat yourself? Or would you treat yourself completely at a whole different level? Yeah? If you remember, you're even greater than 100 carat diamond. Could you even imagine that? Honestly, could you dare? Close your eyes. 100, do you know what size of 100 carat look like? Can you even give yourself permission, like, I am a living. So if you know those heist movies, they'll be all over trying to steal that diamond. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's like a price. You can't even put a price on that. Correct? So what's it like? What does that even feel like? Can that even be ever, like, can it, I start hyperventilating if I start like even trying to capture that. Because my humanness can't even capture the level of that vibration to pull it in. It feels too constricted, too little, too. But there's a respect. There's a respect if the clarity, reflection, purity, harmony, everything is already in my keys and codes that have already been created from. And all my only responsibility is to welcome this present that I am, to be gifted back to me. Why am I not doing it fully? What blocks me? Why am I afraid to really be? So here, we just ponder on that consciousness as we give ourselves permission to surrender to a deep truth that somewhere knows. Might be a little shy, it's okay. May have forgotten even, and that's also okay. But from that reverence, from the presence of the Almighty grace, that this gift already is, has already been, will always be, wants to just serve through this embodiment. Will we just allow it? And if you are bringers of light, if you are light workers, then we are to reflect the light. If you are called to be shadow workers, that's beautiful. Then you just do the shadow work. That's also as a service. But if you know you're a light worker, you have only one job, and one job only, to reflect this solar ray of light through you. That's it. That's it. It's one, not 100 things, one thing. So, but we have to be able to say yes to a few things to do this, right? So let us get up for a second, because we need to have this body join the forces within us so we can just say yes. So I felt guided to do this with you all, because many times we have these glimpses of this higher conscious reality of what we are, but we don't say yes to it. Have you noticed? We don't really say yes for whatever reason. That's okay. But in presence of each other, today we want to say yes. Okay? Again, the words that do come from us do have a power. So you know how it says like the spelling bees and whatever, right? When you spell things, so it goes back to the way spelling chants. So there's a power. We're not going to go into the spells and chants, but when we consciously, from our mental plane and our heart, we united in the vibrational alignment, when we create the sound voice behind the spoken word, we're creating an alchemical response that will be materialized into earth plane, because we're earthen. We're in an earth body, so we're able to drop it in. And have you noticed the minute these days you're thinking something, how faster and faster and faster it's coming? So you gotta be like, oh shucks. You create amazing and you create disaster. Tell me if you're like me. Some disaster, horrible thing, destroy things, and then create magnificent. Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna be even more careful, right? Okay. So this solar illumination of light that has stepped down to be more embodied, so that we remember we are the part of the divine plan to bring the golden age. We have to bring this golden energy, right? And we want to say yes to it, right? Just yes, so we're not like in 1 foot here, 1 foot there. Okay, so we want to use some of this yes energy. So loosen up. So first, just say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
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 How does yes feel?
Yes.
Feels
It's
yes.
good.
Yes, feels good. Yes. Say no.
No.
Okay, look at that energy.
Yes.
I just want to say yes. Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
Say no.
Yes.
Say no. Look at the way that. So your body doesn't even want to say that, right? So how many times universe brings us opportunity, and what do we say? No. We don't say yes. Why? What's happening? Somewhere in our body doesn't want to step, right? So let us say yes. Okay. So who wants to say yes to life?
Me.
Okay, so say, I say yes to life.
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 Okay, how does that corner one more, shall we? I say yes to. I say yes to joy.
I
say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
Feel it in your body. I say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
So, I say yes to life.
I say yes to
I
life.
say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
How does that feel?
Good.
Are you breathing that? Okay, so we're going to do a couple more things, yeah? What else? What is it when we say, I say yes to life? That means you are stepping forward to life force. I'm here. I'm not going to back up. Bring life to me. And I say yes to joy. Bring it. Make it joyful. Make it, my favorite word?
Delicious.
Delicious. I say yes to delicious.
I say yes to
I say yes to delicious. Come on. I say yes to delicious.
I say
Yes to delicious.
Yes.
I say yes to
Do you
delicious.
say?
I say yes to
Do you
delicious.
say?
Yes.
Come on, Mariam. Put that hand up. Feel. Say
I
like
say
this.
yes.
No, I say yes to delicious. I want to feel the delicious.
I'm feeling it, so let it brew.
Yeah,
You know?
just say, I say yes. Can you just say
I
yes?
say yes. Okay.
Yes to delicious.
To delicious.
I say yes to delicious.
Yes. Do you
I
say?
say yes to delicious.
Thank you. Do you say yes to
I
delicious?
say yes to delicious.
Michael.
I say yes to delicious.
Like I'm salivating.
Actually, yes.
I am.
I say actually
Feel
yes.
it, Brent? Yeah. See, it's feeling. Do you feel heated?
Mhm.
Yeah, sweating. Me too. Okay, it's happening. Okay. So what's happened? This has been because we're saying yes. We're saying yes. So let's go a little bit more. So I say yes to life.
I say yes to life.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to delicious.
I say yes to delicious.
I say yes to life.
I say yes to life.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to
I
joy.
say yes to delicious.
I say yes to delicious.
I say yes to harmony.
I say yes to harmony.
I say yes to peace.
I say yes to peace.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Oh, I couldn't feel that as much. You said it, but feel it, pull it in. I say yes to life.
I say yes to
I
life.
say yes to joy.
I say yes to
I
joy.
say yes to delicious.
I say yes to
I
delicious.
say yes to love.
I say yes to love.
Look, could you feel that more? So it's very important because when you're saying yes, what is the loving universe doing? You're part of the loving universe. Universe is going to hear you. The more authentic you are in your heart, the more universe corresponds to your heart, because the universe is like a ginormous genie. And universe is like, wow, Christina said, I said yes to joy. Okay, everybody corresponding collaboration. She said yes. Let's bring her everything. Yes, that she said joy to make sure she experiences the joy, right? Make sure, because you verbalize it, you stood in that present, and you vocalize it. I say yes, I claim it. That's why we say it, and we give ourselves permission. So let's do this together. We're just gonna say yes to several things that we really wanna say yes to. We're just gonna start saying it, right? Okay, so, ready? Okay. I say yes to life.
I say yes to
I
life.
say yes to joy.
I say yes to joy.
I say yes to freedom.
I say yes to
I
wealth.
say yes to health.
I say yes to
I say
abundance.
yes to wealth.
I say
I
yes
say
to
yes to
plenty.
beauty.
Yes to
I
beauty.
say yes to celebration.
Yes to
I say yes to
celebration.
love. I say yes to
I say yes to all the money.
I say
I
yes
say yes
to
to all the abundance.
I say yes to
I say yes to all the wealth.
I say yes to
I say yes to all the millions.
I say yes to love.
I say yes to all the
I
thousands.
say yes yes to
I say
all
I
yes.
say yes and yes
I
and yes.
say
Self-care.
yes to all
I
the
say
harmonious ways, and so it is.
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 So it
And
is.
so it is.
Breathe into that place. So while you're there, breathe in that place. So I want us to do the most perfect invocation prayer for this, because this is perfect. So while we're open, because we have to be open first. So I'm going to share this. When we engage our heart, when we engage this presence, we raise above the ego. We go on the higher, and then where all the witnesses are together with us, from the angels and the masters. So then they come around us. Wow, you raised up and you're claiming it. So let us help you. So while we're open, we're going to go into the most beautiful prayer that is really for us. So I want you to just feel it. Feel it in your heart. Give yourself permission to repeat after me. In the name of my beloved I am presence,
In
In the name of my beloved I am presence,
I call the power of divine love
I call the power of divine love
to be magnified
to be magnified
within my heart and world daily.
within my heart and world daily.
I am love.
I am love.
I am joyous love.
I am joyous
I
love.
am radiating love.
I am radiating love.
I am unconditional love.
I am unconditional love.
Divine consumes my shadows,
Divine consumes my shadows,
transmuting them into love.
transmuting them into love.
This day,
This day,
I am a focus of divine love,
I am a focus of divine love,
flowing through every cell of my being.
flowing through every cell of my being.
I am a living stream
I
am a
living stream
of pure divine love
of
pure
pure
divine love
that can never be requalified
that can never be requalified
by fear,
by fear,
anger,
anger,
hatred,
hatred,
dislike,
dislike,
and greed.
and greed.
All negative thoughts and feelings
All negative thoughts and feelings
are now dissolved and consumed
are
now dissolved and consumed
by the power of divine love, which I am.
by
the power of divine love which I am.
I am, I am, I am love.
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 I live in the consciousness of love.
I live in the consciousness of love.
I am love in full expression.
I am love in full expression.
Blessing all mankind with divine love.
Blessing all mankind with divine
I
love.
radiate love.
I radiate
I
love.
am love in action.
I am love in action.
Blessing, uplifting, and healing all on earth.
Blessing, uplifting, and healing all on earth.
I am, I Just observe your bodies. Just observe. Be present here. Just observe. Observe that breath. Observe that presence. That beautiful presence. So wonderful. Great. So come on back here. Come on back here. So what I want you now to do before Michael takes over, there's a little piece of paper that's on there. And I want you to just give yourself permission to write yes on top of it. And write just the few important things that you decide today that you will say yes to. And life will bring you opportunity from this moment forward. So you can just say yes to that. And you're going to, for the next 30 days till we see each other, this is going to be put in practice. So that means if you're saying, I'm saying yes to life, life is going to bring you opportunity that you got to jump on something and say yes to. You got to say yes to it. If you're saying, I say yes to light, that means there's a darkness and you got to bring your light to it. You are going to bring light to that. You're saying, yes, okay, yes, like it's like your superhero cape on. Yes, there's darkness. I got to say yes to my light. Go serve this. And let's say you're saying yes to joy. There's an opportunity come up. And you know it's going to be joyful. Doesn't matter. Will you give yourself permission to say yes? Because you already said yes. Okay, doesn't matter how the money is going to come, where it's going to go. You said yes. You're going to have to do it. Next 30 days. Just write down what you're saying yes to. And watch the magic. And before I just write down, and before Michael takes over, I'm going to give you a personal example of this week. Because I feel this might inspire, because when we have real examples, we kind of like that. Good. So I want to just share this with you as I hand this over to Michael in a moment. So Michael and I were supposed to be on our 5 weeks trip, leaving on the 22nd. So we bought our airplane tickets, and some of you have followed us, you know we've seen we go through a lot of experiences, things just go like this and bunch of times, and you can't be attached to anything. So of course we bought the airline tickets, this and that, all of this, and you know, and we do everything, as you know, with love gift offering. So it's blind faith, we have no clue what happens. So, you know, it takes a lot, we put a few $1,000s in airline faith tickets, and we can't you know, we can't get reimbursement or anything like that. So we trust, we've gone through this so much. So this happened again this week, and I was a little bit sad also because I really wanted to be with the whales. Like because we had to do our planetary work, and we have to trust. We don't know what's happening, but for some reason it's happening. So I really want to share this with you because I had a very powerful experience yesterday. So 2 of our airline tickets, one part of it, the cost was $700, and so okay, we said yes, and of course we've been very good about, okay, we let it go, like the universe knows better, we don't know why. So living in trust, saying yes to life, saying yes to joy, don't know what, we just do. I am beyond words what I want to share with you, because this happened yesterday. So I've been saying yes to a lot, just like what I just took you through. I've been getting up and even saying yes stronger, bringing it in even deeper, even anchoring it deeper. So yesterday, I get a PayPal for $777.77. And it's the highest PayPal of a transmission I've ever received, or any healing session. And I just just stood there frozen. Michael doesn't even know this. I was like, I told you I had something to say to you. And I was like, I just stood there. And I breathed, and I was breathing that in. I was like, divine, what is this? Like, this is, I can't even, like, digest this. This is outrageously generous. Like, and the person's appointment is in a month and a half. He decided to offer it now. And I'm using a real example for you because we live on full trust, blind faith. And just that, as that example I showed you, I had to allow myself and to feel that actually the uncover. I wanted to like I had all kinds of emotions run over me. Like how do I even digest this incredible generosity, abundance? Like, and I saw like I'm saying yes, but within me still isn't that expanded. Gift is coming. I'm saying yes, but I gotta open it up. You see what I'm saying? And the universe just completely rewarded that ticket, that one of the tickets that wasn't able to be, how you say? Reimbursed. You're just like, listen, we got you. Because you trust. There's infinite abundance. You never have to worry, ever. And I'm sharing this with you because it was so shocking to me. And I know when I have said yes to this, opening this door of this, opening to Tuesday night, again, free circle, opening, the more we do this, the more we open it up, the more we're receiving. So I'm starting to put this together, this vision that was given, this land would be given to us, that we do everything for free. This is becoming even more reality because I'm seeing how they really said, we'll take care of everything. Am I willing to open myself enough to trust? Keep going, keep giving, keep serving from the infinite, because they really, it's not a fantasy. When they say, we will take care of you, we've taken care of all of it. All I gotta do is continue. Be in this space of trust. Breathe it and keep saying yes. So I'm sharing this with you because it takes so much courage to live this total not knowing. This being, the team worked through this being to also remind me, I told you we got your back. No worries, there's even more, but am I willing to open myself? So I wanted to share that with you. Say yes. Keep saying yes. Keep saying yes to that high vibration that you are, because you're present, and watch the way you're being presented, because your higher you, the team above, wants to present you gifts and wants to reward you every freaking time that you have trusted, even more courage, you step even deeper in that place of unknown. That's fully known in your heart. So with that, I hand over this to Michael.